Seen on the Trails slash edition take, I don't know what take, because this is Tanner, the carbon frame destroyer slash just Trek slash destroyer. Because how many frames is this now?
4 frames in 3 years, technically.
4 frames in 3 years from Trek, and Trek has warranted each of these, including the carbon snapper. So this is his latest frame with the Trek slash, and they really did him right on this one. I'm gonna switch the mic over to him, and he's gonna tell us about this beast, which is pretty nice. What have you changed here, and what's stock?
So with this bike, I had cracked the headset in my old one, and they basically just sent me a new frame. So all these parts were the parts from my old bike. Basically, the only thing that came in new on this one was the Vivid Select on the back. Those just come stock on it, but everything else is from my old bike.
But you had modified your old bike, so obviously you put new grips on it. These are, what brand are those?
Those are Chromag.
These are the factory brakes that were on the Trek. What was the actual model of the Slash before all this?
The very first Slash I got was the Slash 8, and then they upgraded to the Slash C, which is the carbon model. And then when that headset broke on that one, they did the thing called customer care for me, and then they gave me another Slash 8 in aluminum. And then when that one cracked, they gave me the new Gen 6.
This is peak Slash if we're talking aluminum frame.
Right. Everything is like top tier aside from the Vivid has a better model than this. This is just the Select, what came on it. They have a Vivid Ultimate, which would be kind of like the equivalent of the Zeb Ultimate I have on here.
Okay, well let's just start at the top. So how wide are your bars? Do you know how wide those are?
They're 820s. Some people probably think that's crazy because I'm only like 5'5" or 5'6", but I never cut them when I got them, and I've only been riding for like 3 years, so that just feels what I think is natural.
The factory stem that would have been on the...
Yeah, that's the factory stem. I upgraded to the carbon bars, but I'm kind of getting sketchy about them. I've had a few little spills where my brake levers are turned. You can see the score marks and stuff in them, so I don't want to go off a drop and, you know, my handle snap off on me. That would be pretty bad.
And you ride pretty hard. So, okay, so factory stem though.
Yeah, factory stem, okay. Factory brakes, and then
what brakes are these?
Those are just the code, the SRAM code, and they don't even have the bite adjustment. They're just the...
Wow. Okay.
And what I did,
shifter?
That's the GX that came on it, but I have full X01 down here.
You've changed the fork.
Slash normally comes stock, or it used to come stock with a Lyric on there. Now they come with a Zeb, but I went to 180 mil Zeb Ultimate. Normally this bike is 170 in the front, and then the one I was riding, 180 was the maximum you could go to without voiding your warranty, but on this new one you can actually go up to 190. Wow. I've been considering actually getting a Boxer in 190 and have a dual crown on there.
And the made for it fender?
Yeah, just it came with their little screw on.
Okay, now the wheels.
These are the Line 30 Elite Carbons. I put those on. That was an aftermarket.
Oh, okay. So
and
you
then,
did that. Okay.
Yeah, and then I put bigger rotors.
Yeah, you're getting that fixed, right?
Yeah, those are like made by Santa Cruz. That's the reserve Fillmore valves, and they supposedly have a lifetime warranty. But
and how was it you did that?
I had a little crash in a berm at Jared's place, and it was a bunch of loose rocks and stuff in there. I'm assuming a rock did it. I don't really know. I got home and I found it after the fact.
Okay, and these tires are...
That's the Assegai. I run a DH casing, and I do a max grip in the front, and then I run max Terra on the back. And I have a DHR2 on the back with a DD casing. I prefer DH, but I couldn't find it, so I at least like to do DD.
Back to these brakes, let's see. So you said they were codes. What have you got?
I did upgrade the rotors. So I put a 220 on the front, and I took the 200 that was on the front and took it to the back. So I have a 220 on the front and a 200 on the back. A lot of people say, like, before you spend $500 or $600 on new brakes, to go up on your rotor size, and then if that doesn't do what you need to do, then spend the money on the brakes. But the jumping up 20 mil on the rotor is really, like, that's kind of all I needed. I don't feel like this thing could stop any better.
Before we get to the frame, Let's see, these are the same pedals you had.
Yeah, those are the
last time you
Chromag, Chromag Dagas. Those are like some of the best like downhill flat pedals you can get. They're beefy. They're pretty expensive. A lot of people may not want to pay 130, 140 bucks for pedals. I think they're about 100 in that range, but they're nice. They keep your feet locked on for sure.
Okay, and what do we got here? Is this the factory cranks that were on the Slash, or did you?
No,
upgrade
so
this
I upgraded the full drivetrain on it. It's all X01. Aside from the chain, when I upgraded the bike, my old chain wouldn't fit due to this new idler pulley and all that, so I had to buy a new chain.
This is a 32?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, look at that. So nice. And then back here, you said you had upgraded all this.
And I've put some, yeah, so I think normally these bikes would come with that new transmission on there.
And that's why this is that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I put some miles on my drivetrain. It used to look nice and colorful. You can still kind of see some of it, but
see the iridescence in there. And what's the tooth range on this?
it's I believe it's a 9 to 52. If it's not 9 to 52, it's a 10 to 52. But
Okay.
I believe I hunted down a 9 to 52.
32 to 9 to 52. Pretty good range. This came with the frame, right?
Yeah, that's just their little chain slap protector deal.
Okay. Boost 148 obviously back here. And you're the boost up front, 15 by 110, 19 tooth. I mean, just look at this. That's something I don't see on Walmart bikes.
Yeah, so with a high pivot design, if you didn't have this, whenever it like full squished, it would experience chain growth and it would cause a really gnarly pedal kickback sensation. But putting that idler pulley there, it makes it where that doesn't happen, so you don't experience that.
Same dropper that came on the bike?
Yeah, that's just my stock dropper. I upgraded the seat. That's an Ergon saddle. That's pretty nice, but it's just got the stock dropper.
Bottle cage. You got a bottle cage on there yet?
It came with it, man.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, and then it's got the little
release.
yes. Well, that's for the storage.
Oh, okay.
It's got the little down tube storage compartment.
We've got everything except this frame. You've already kind of given the story on it. This frame is going to be the best aluminum frame for the Slash from Trek. But this is your fourth one, so let's talk about really quick where the other frames broke. Now, one of them was kind of your fault because you rode it into a bank.
Right. That was the carbon
That was
frame.
the carbon one. But other than that one, the actual brakes, you said you had one that cracked down here.
Yeah, the first Slash I got, it cracked like right on a weld, like right around here. And then the next one was the carbon, the headset broke out of it. And then my last one, the old Slash had the little knock block on there. And the weld that's running right here, basically, there was a crack that was running from about the middle of the knock block to about right there. It's about maybe half an inch long or so.
Okay, but Trek stood behind it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Now, I do want to point out, you never broke the frame on your Walmart bike. But you were, I'm kidding, you were a beginning rider at that point. And that is something important to tell people. You started out with a Schwinn aluminum comp.
Yeah.
Right? If you would have thought having to sink thousands into a bike, you probably would have just put it off.
At first, like, I was, like, thinking that was ludicrous, which I still think it's crazy the amount that bikes cost. But, yeah, I started with a Walmart bike, and I would use it as my excuse to not do certain features out here, because I was like, well, I don't know if this bike can handle it, you know. But so as soon as I got my legit bike, I just, first day I had to come out, and I didn't have my excuses of the bike can't handle it anymore. It was the rider can't handle it at that point. So
what's the travel here on the rear? Do you know the travel on this shock versus the travel on the entire rear?
It's a 230, and then it's a 65 millimeter stroke length, and that gives me 170 mil of travel in the back.
Okay, 180, 170. And look at the asymmetrical, and that's probably not going to show up on camera, but the nice asymmetrical. I mean, this is pretty sick. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous. Except for one thing, there's no battery. So obviously,
not on this one. They have the Slash Plus, so they have an E version of this bike, and it costs like
house price.
I'm thinking it's like 12 grand and 15 grand on the two different models, which is
Okay,
you know,
so
you
you
can get.
upgraded this to a wolf
Yeah, it's a little
tooth.
wolf tooth dropper on there.
Okay, so I do make an e-bike, but the reason I bring that up is because you told me how much this weighed, and I was shocked.
Oh yeah.
This weighs how much?
I believe it was either 40 pounds and 13 ounces or 41 pounds and 13 ounces.
So roughly 41, maybe even almost 42.
Yeah, it's a beast.
Yeah, watching you out here jump on it, no effect.
So
Still...
strangely, it's like heavy bikes actually jump really well. And this one, even though it weighs that much, it pedals pretty well too. I don't enjoy pedaling up stuff, but it'll go up whatever I point it up.
All right, well, pretty awesome. Well, thanks for sharing it, man. It's pretty nice. And you know, you're gonna have to come back if you break this one.
Oh yeah.
And tell us what they have to give you another brand. They'll probably just be like, go somewhere else.
So they've beefed this up a bunch compared to the old one. Just in most of the places that they were experiencing issues with it, just the welds are significantly better, and then they got rid of the knock block.
Thanks for sharing this. It was already nice before, but this just pushes it up to crazy nice. Very, very good. I can't wait to see where you go and what you do on it next. But that's Tanner with his slash, his Gen 4 slash for Tanner. What do you call it, T4?
Yeah,
the T4.
The fourth one.
Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Well, thanks for sharing it. I guess we'll see it on the trail and some footage. See it on other trails. Maybe I'll ride along with you on some other trails and we'll see it in some footage. What do you think? Comment below. Thanks for watching.